Are you feeling happy?
No, I'm living the dream. Yeah, no, the happy's dead. I burned it all.
But you yourself, you're happy.
Absolutely. I'm so stoked right now. I got an awesome energy and excitement for all the things I'm doing and we're coming up with. It's a really fun time.
I don't know if you remember, but the last time we talked years ago, you were talking about maybe getting a head tattoo.
Yeah.
What happened here?
I just haven't got there yet.
You still want to do this?
I absolutely do. I mean, I've got the two little ones on the back of my head, but right now we're doing a full back piece, which is probably going to run 80 hours. I mean, it's hard to get time to lay there and get tattooed for 6, 7, 8 hours. So when I finish my back, then I got to finish this arm, and then we're going to get onto the head.
Like, we're talking Bam Bam Bigelow?
I would love it. I would love it. Or just a giant one side. Yeah, I think it'd be dope.
Do you have some ideas? You don't have to tell us, but you have some ideas?
So this whole arm, I'm going to do like a Clash of the Titans thing. There's going to be a giant Medusa, and I kind of want the snake to like go on my neck, and maybe a snake will go onto my head. So a cool snake or like an owl, I think would be real dope.
We can't wait to see this. This is going to be amazing. What do you think's been like the moment that you look back on in your WWE career thus far, where you're like, man, I can't believe I got to do that thing?
I think the biggest there's like three really ones that stand out. The biggest to me obviously was opening Fox Friday night SmackDown Seg 1 with The Rock. I mean, being the king at the time and going in there and being around The Rock, because I'd briefly met him in passing times before, but to like go on his trailer and talk through a promo, talk through the segment, build all those things, and you watch the guy and you understand why people gravitate towards him. There's a special aura that he carries that Cena says it was like De Niro. He's like you'd watch De Niro put his socks on. Just so he's somebody that you just lock into, and The Rock is the same way. It's just when you're around him, you're just like, man, like he is an enigma. He is an anomaly. And so getting to do that seg, it pulled like 4.5 million viewers, one of the highest rated segs probably of all time for the Fox stuff. Even though with Roman, I mean, he's killing it now and pulling in massive numbers. But that was really cool thing. The beating Kurt Angle at WrestleMania, just knowing what he did for me. Obviously, everybody in the world, and I'm sure he did too, wanted Cena as a retirement match, and he was given the task of me. And we're not always given tasks we want to do, but he didn't complain, and he really wanted to make it special, and he did it with me, and I will forever appreciate him and what he did and how he did it as a pro and someone I look up to. And then giving Becky the end of days was another one that will, like, because we just don't do things like that anymore. And when I hit her, like the reaction, we're in Philly, and it was like dead silence at first, and then it was like a weird pop where they were like that holy shit moment, if you will, and then it just went to guttural boos. Like I got all three, because like when Taker made the first loss, it was like you could hear a pin drop. Like that's the way it was. It was like silence, pop, boos. I was like, I don't know, I've never gotten all three at one moment before. So that's a moment that will stand out for a long time.
Do you remember the conversation when they said it's going to be you and Kurt Angle? What your initial reaction was?
It was surreal, especially now, like you look at SummerSlam tomorrow, there's not a lot of matches on the card, and that's the way it's getting back to. So it's really hard to get those spots on a pay-per-view like that. And at the time, WrestleMania was one day there. So to have someone like Vince and Hunter to put their faith in me to go out there and perform with Kurt, who, he's obviously a little past his prime, so you got to know that he's not going to get hurt. He's going to be in the hands of somebody who's not going to hurt him, and who's going to make him look the best that you can do. And like that, when I walk into that match and I'm told that, I have no expectations of ever winning. I had no idea I would ever beat Kurt Angle. My expectation when they told me the match was, I'm going to make Kurt Angle look like 90s Kurt. Like I want to go out there and be the best guy for him to beat up and beat 1, 2, 3 that he's ever had. Like that was the mindset. And then when they told me that, I was just like, you're floored, because Kurt didn't have to do that. I mean, he could have said no, and he didn't. And again, that's something why I will always just respect and love Kurt for what he did for me.
Did you practice the end of days with Becky, or did you just hit that one time live and that was that?
I think it was a live fire. She's like, I got it. Like, she's such a pro and so good at what she does, which is obviously why she's such an incredible star and puts on some of the most incredible matches, because she's just so good. And I think that's the level she's at, where she's like, yeah, just hit it.
When you think about your career, you've lived a lot of different lives. Football player, boxer, WWE superstar. I want to talk about the boxing for a second because there's a lot of eyes on what Jake Paul is doing right now. What do you think of Jake Paul as a boxer?
I mean, I think it's awesome. I think that the sport needed some electricity. It's got great personalities from Mayweather and the Gypsy King and all of these guys. Wilder. They have personalities now, but it was struggling for a while. It was struggling to get personalities. There were no big heavyweights that were making those massive paydays. Because when the Klitschko era ended, Tyson, Foreman, all that, it was like, all right, who's the next great big heavyweight? And you didn't have someone with that veracity like Tyson, who I'm going to watch them bite someone's ear off or knock them into next month. Then you got that kind of now with Wilder. He's a guy who's going to hit a dude and their soul's going to leave their body. It's really gotten back. But Jake Paul's brought an excitement to it. And same with his brother Logan. They bring an energy and a level of entertainment. I'm interested to watch some of his stuff with Nate. I think it's going to be good. And he's bringing guys in, and he's getting guys paid. You can't hate on that. He's making some serious money. People are paying to see it, and he's got a chink in the armor now. He got beat, but I'm looking forward to seeing this fight this weekend. I think it's going to be good.
All right, the final question. I end every interview talking about gratitude because it's such an important part of my life. What are 3 things in your life that you're grateful for right now?
All right, family, number one. I got a wife, I got kids. My wife lets me do this. She lets me leave home, and she owns her own company, her own business. She works her ass off, and she's got a great family around her with her parents and my mom and my daughter. I got 2 daughters. They are the best thing that you could ever ask for. And
girl dad too.
Yeah, dude, that's the best. They're the sweetest. My 4-year-old is salty and will punch you in the mouth, but my 1.5-year-old is as sweet as they come. But so I'm grateful for my family, my wife, because they allow me to leave home and fulfill my dreams. And it's not like she's home folding laundry, hanging out. She's running a company. She's doing great things, and then she's also taking care of my girls when I'm gone. So that's definitely one of them. And then I'm thankful for, guys that are here, Vince, for Hunter, for Sean, especially Sean and Hunter right now, who are letting me reinvent myself in NXT. They've always kept faith in what I do. And Vince, those guys have given me the opportunity to live the life that I live, to have my addiction to watches and barbecue, and I can afford to buy those things. My daughter.
What do we have on here?
We got a Paddock Aquanaut on now. Yeah, a little ridiculous. But they're allowing my kids to get an education in a private school and live a life that I didn't necessarily get to get. And then third thing I'm grateful for is just opportunity. I continue to get opportunity after opportunity, and they let me in life just make the most of it. And I think it's awesome because, like you said, I've done different sports. It was football, it was boxing, it's WWE. I'm getting in the chef world a little bit. I get these opportunities that are so cool, and I get these experiences that you just have to be grateful for. So I'm grateful for opportunity because I seem to get a lot of it when some people don't get any, and they just have a hard road. I've had a really good road, and I'm thankful for that for sure.
I love that. Well, thank you, sir.
No, thank you.
Great to see you again.
You as well.
Thank you.